as social media legends, I want us to assemble and put together our brains for the ultimate YouTube playbook. We have hella fans out there that's been asking us, if you guys were us starting from scratch, what would you do better? What were your mistakes? Here it is, guys. Follow this and find endless success.
My first lesson is going to sound like a fucking duh, but it's not duh when you're retarded.
Okay.
The first one is repeat your successes. So when we first started doing JK films, we would do sketches, right? And we were in such a like artist mindset. Let's say we do one set of characters or we do one sketch about something and like it did really well. Bam, 300,000 views in like a weekend or something. When we met up on Monday again to write, instead of how do we do Bloodsport Part 2, Part 3, Part 4, we were like, time to do Toy Story. And it would just be a completely different fucking idea. And then another completely different idea and a different one. So we have a whole catalog of videos that were like all over the place versus it would have been much better to just repeat your success like what everyone does. Every good movie has part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 until you wear that out before working so hard trying to come with original ideas all the time. And sometimes they don't even hit.
Yeah, reinventing the wheel is the hardest thing. I see nowadays, especially when it comes to like content creators specifically, I look at the ones where, and like, let me give you the example in like the dance category, right? When we were like coming up with content, everything was about like high production, originality, long form. And even then that was considered short form, right? So like we were multiple locations scouting. We were getting costumes and outfits, you know, really getting cinematic shots and blah, 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 right? Enter today's era, TikTok era type stuff. You can just get in front of a gas station with a cell phone. And if you just recycle that, just change your fit, change the song, and then keep it the cell phone, keep it the gas station. But like you built your brand on like just the quality of the content and the vibe. Like now you never have to reinvent the wheel. Now you're never going like, what's the next artistic vision, creative? If that's not what you cared about, if your goal was to just do the one thing, then like repeating your successes, be efficient with your production model when it comes to content creation. Like if you can build a brand around really, really efficient production stuff, one location, one light, a cell phone, and like people love that version of the content, you don't ever need to produce a movie, you know what I mean, with like 100 people because like that's what Hollywood told you when you were growing up. You could do the same amount of I guess engagement or view count on just as little production as like one spot and a cell phone. So it just depends on what your flavor is. Don't think that like the restriction of like, oh man, to make it a good quality product, it needs to have like a good quality location that you pay high dollar, top dollar DP or camera. It's like not in today's era. Before, sure, but not today.
You know, like someone that crushed it like that was beyond my belief is, you know, that one guy that just runs fucking fast everywhere? He runs through his house.
Yeah, does the cleaning, chores.
Yeah, or backwards through with roller skates. You know what I'm talking about?
That guy.
Like I remember when he first popped off, right? I was following him. I was like, oh, this is pretty funny. He moves pretty fast. And it was like 30,000 followers. And then I was like, I wonder how much he could scale this. And he just repeats his success. Laundry, putting chores away, putting dishes away, getting packages, racing a car and roller skates. Him is just going fast all the fucking time. He has millions and millions of followers now. Just him going fucking fast.
He's just running through the snow in no socks and shoes. Running through the snow boots, skis, and he's just running.
He's just going fucking fast.
Just trying to run as fast as possible.
That's so crazy.
And he has millions of followers now.
Or the dude who jumps in his room, he just jumps. The Japanese dude just jumps over like tissue boxes, and he's got a helmet on because he hits the fucking ceiling.
Yeah, that guy.
I've seen guys where they just sit and they just show their face and they just fart as loud as they can.
Yeah.
And they do that over and over again.
Yeah, repeat your success. Because if it was me and Joe, we would do that, right? We fart and it hits 1 million views. The next one would be like, maybe we should do a dancing turtle show. And then we're like, man, they don't even like the dancing turtle show, and that only got 20,000. And instead of going back to the fart thing, we just go move on to the next thing. So that's what I would repeat the success.
That's good advice. I wish we had that.
I bet sometimes as artists, people go like, I just want to do something different though. the shiny
You
object
always
syndrome,
have that,
right?
but you got to fight that.
So it's fighting that
You have
impulse
to
of being
fight that.
like, hey, just stick to the
like, do you want to be starving artist, or you want to be successful on social media? You know,
Yeah.
that's the main thing.
Yeah.
I would also say this is on some business 101 that like is so boring, but it's important to know that like when you're starting your business, you hear this and then you still don't really listen. And then later on, you wished you listened.
Is it the big T word?
What's the big T word?
Taxes?
No, that's too boring. It's the pay yourself one.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's like, cause like you're barely making any money in the very beginning, and you think you got so much drive that you're like, fuck it, I'll just invest in it. Or like, I'm not gonna pay myself in this project, like so that I could buy coffee for all the dancers or whatever, you know, like I'm just gonna keep on doing. Next thing you know, you just run into like, that's your style to get, cause the business is working. So you feel like that's your contribution at times too. You're like, nah, dude, when I get to this level, I'll take care of myself. When it gets to this level, I'll take care of myself. And then shit hits the fan.
Yeah, because you see it as an investment. I think we all went through that where it's like, no, I'm still growing. And yeah.
But I had a mentor like, nah, dude, make sure you pay yourself.
I had a mentor that said that too.
You know, and you're still just like, yeah, no, okay, yeah. Then you don't do it.
And I would say I would take that a step further, itemizing your positions. Because you know, when in the beginning, you're like, oh, I do everything. And that's how I save money, because I'll do these 10 things. But then you're so locked into the operation, you can't pull yourself out, because if you pull yourself out, you actually need 200 grand to pay for all the other people that you would need. So you're like, but if you started itemizing your positions, then everything's modular. Oh, if I don't want to do this part of the job, I'll just pay for this person. If I do want to do this part of the job, then every single thing is itemized and you're not so locked in. So you already start the business with you being able to be removed from the whole thing.
Of course, it'd be impossible to think about that. Like, that's like some empire thoughts when you're like starting a YouTube channel, right? Here's what I will say, and you guys have heard me say this shit before. In 2026, and this is how fucking passionate I genuinely am. If in 2026, if you are trying to start a business and you're not in some way or shape or form utilizing AI, I think you're just making a choice to sprint with a weighted vest uphill, while a lot of other people who adopt it are on like a tire sled in the snow going downhill for fun.
So you're burning more calories than they are.
Sure. But also the goal is to be fat in this world.
I see.
I would say that.
Reverse engineering.
I would say that here. I would say that at this point. If I were to start,
Try to adopt AI in some way.
What aspect do you think would be an easy first step for someone to do if they're content creating? Like, what's the first AI task you're going to make them do?
deep research in your market. Do you want to be a content creator? Dude, I gung-ho, like whatever that niche, that market is, okay, go find your research, and then AI will immediately find who are the top 10 creators in this field, what are the patterns, what are they doing right, what are the things that you have to do as rule of thumb while still finding yourself. If you even just paid attention to that, the amount of head start that you would have if you're trying to be successful as a content creator. Like when we were creating content, it was brand new. Anybody who fucking did anything like cats on a piano,
It was all experimentation.
anything was fair game to be exposing virality. And then people found some stuff. Now there's almost a rule book to every version of content creation.
That's so true.
You got to follow it.
There's nuance, but like there's almost a rule book to every category. There's at least 5 people that are dominating that space in a certain way. If you study that, then you already should have an understanding. But studying like how do I study? What do I do? Like that's what the fuck AI is for. You go, hey, study the top 5 people that are a creator in my field. I want to do this for a living. And then it's going to go and it's going to bring you back numbers, patterns, things that they're doing. And like, if you don't even do those, that's just an idea. If you don't do that, basically one thing like that every single day, what edge are you going to go against somebody who is using those tools? That's all I'm saying.
It's a harder battle.
Like if 2 people are starting at the same time and one is using that, somebody's just flying and then somebody's like literally weighted down underneath the water with no snorkel.
Yeah, because you could like skip the whole trial and error and just go with success first. Yeah. And then you make the success your own.
Let alone it's like, hey, also have it organize your LLC, organize your sheets, organize your contacts, give you reminders. But you know, like the things that you need to stay organized, minimize needing an assistant because you have a digital assistant. So you're also saving on human resources or expensing for the first 1, 2, 3 years, depending on what your workflow is. You know, automatic social clipping and posts of things that do find success, analytics that are automatically brought down from an API. It's ridiculously easier now.
We used to have to hire for every single one of those things, or do it yourself. I think AI is a game changer, man. If people are not on it, yeah.
My second one would be, this was it was tough for me because I'm an introvert, but it would be to collaborate way more.
You know what's crazy though? The whole collaboration game was so big back then. Nowadays people get into each other's stuff and it doesn't make as big of a.
But I would say like not just collaborate, but also network. Like I didn't go to all the VidCons, I didn't go to all the playlist lives, and I remember seeing like some of the biggest deals that would come across, like the internet sphere, if you will, and I'm like, what the fuck? That person got a piece of that brand deal, and I realized, you know, at the end of the day, all industry is made up of people. So if you're not in front of their face, they're not going to remember who you are.
1,000,000%.
The person that has low views, low followers, whatever, if they're at all the events and they're in front of their face, then the agencies or whatever, they're like, oh yeah, that person. Because I would always see this one person that I'm like, how the fuck is this person part of all these big ass fucking deals? And they're like, literally it has been when we even started already. And it was just being constantly understanding that all industry is a people's business.
There's a game. Yeah, so like if you got to play the game.
And I think that's true no matter what. Like what era, it's like being engaged with your industry. Because from the outside in, it looks like we always have a ton of guests. We're collaborating. But we did it very comfortable in our own inner circle. And we didn't really expand, because I know what you mean. Even with behind the scenes agents, like people that represent brands, there were so many cool folks, but I think we could have taken the relationship further.
Like we could have gone to, I don't know, some Korean event, right? I don't even know if they're around anymore, but we go to one Korean event. One guy's there. Oh yeah, I'll bring Toyota's looking for 2 Asian dudes for their new Tacoma. Boom, that could have been, you know, it's like it connects the intangible lines for a lot of people. You gonna say something?
No, it's just fun reminiscing on like what could have, has, you know, like what should have, all that stuff, and it's like, wait a minute, we could do all that stuff right now.
Hell yeah,
we can.
brothers.
Definitely can.
Hell yeah, brothers.
We're trying to.
I'm taking notes.
Trying to repeat our successes.
I'm taking
trying to
all
meet
your
more
notes.
people.
Hey, you want to meet us? Leave it in the comments.
You want to meet Anthony Lee?
No, I got a kid now.
But I can't afford to
Wanna
pay
meet
ourselves
Anthony?
yet. But we're working on that.
You pay me a secret fee. I'll show you where Anthony Lee lives.